But hey, I'll do the
We're
intro.
live?
Leah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, we've
Leah,
been
I'll do the Hemp tours. Party on. Texas party. Excellent. Yeah.
Excellent, baby.
Wayne's World.
that was amazing. Well,
A
welcome
live intro from
everybody.
Captain Cannabis.
Thanks for bringing us on in Captain Cannabis. Welcome everybody. I'm Leah Laxton, your host, and this is Hemp Tours Live. We are live on location at Radix House down in South Austin. Really, really cool spot down here by Westgate Lanes. So we are super excited to be here with you. We're outside. It's beautiful weather. It's like the complete opposite of 2 weeks ago. So this is going to be exciting. We've got some awesome guests. Of course, I have our producer, Cynthia Morales.
What's up, everyone?
Yay.
You're gonna see me today, all day.
Whoa, she's.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait, there we go.
Oh,
Her
I couldn't get
microphone
behind
needs
the
adjusted.
scenes. See, I'm used to just doing all the behind the scenes, but you'll get a lot of that today.
Yay. We get to see
She's not
Cynthia
used
today.
she's not used to being on, total camera here. She's usually doing all the gadgets and gizmos behind the scenes, but we're excited. I'm super stoked to be here with you. And of course, I have Captain Cannabis in the house.
Hey guys, I'm still here at the studio.
Got the short end of the stick.
Yeah, I did. They're having fun.
I'm surprised you're not plugged into the good internet down there that I'm usually stealing all the good internet. So
I tried, but there was a few complications. But I'll tell you about that later.
technical difficulties. I love it.
Steve, I needed Cynthia. Or you, or where's Nicole?
Where's Nicole?
The question here really is, where is Nicole?
Where's Nicole?
Nicole is still hiding because she's very safe, and we appreciate that, and we hope she's safe.
Very
Right,
true.
she's
Might have
safe.
a special Nicole appearance soon. We'll keep you guys tuned in and informed. But let me get right to our two amazing guests this week. We've got our returning champion, Lee Vernon, in the house. First responder fuel, Brotherhood of Heroes. What's going on today, Lee?
Just got through delivering meals, so raced back to get back on here. So doing good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining as always. And we're going to get to talking about some of that meal delivery and water delivery and all the amazing things that you've been doing the last couple of weeks. And then we've got Oscar Garza in the house from the RGV. What is going on, Oscar?
How's it going, everybody? Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate that.
We were supposed to film with Oscar a few weeks ago in the middle of the big storm, and then he's had a lot going on as well. So we're glad to see you up, about, feeling good. We're so thankful to be here with you, man.
Right on. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And let's get right to it with you, Oscar. Tell us a little bit about your company, how you got here in the hemp industry, and what some of the things you have on the agenda, on the books to happen over the next few months.
Sure. Thank you. Yeah, man. I've been a cannabis enthusiast for a very long time. So when we started hearing about 2018 Farm Bill and the possibility of growing, that really got me riled up. Now, the original focus was industrial, fiber grain and such, but there's so much that needs to happen before we get to a full functioning infrastructure that, we had some delays, and we ended up going with what we had options for, and that's growing CBD. So I partnered up with Earth Seed of Life and a couple other partners, and we're doing just a small, it's all our first time. We just want to have the experience to have people come in and be next to and touch the plant, to be something tangible to help break the stigma and start getting these laws changed, man, because it's about time. We've allowed them to lie to us for too long, and we've lied to ourselves about this for so long that it needs to change. It's done. There's no question. The education's there, the information's there. Let's get this going. Let's get this happening.
Yeah, I love that, Oscar. That's awesome. Big River Pharmacy, right? That's the brand, your brand?
Correct.
Awesome. Well, make sure you go follow Oscar on Instagram too. Instagram, Big River Pharmacy. And this, Cynthia and I talk about this a lot because, I lived in the RGV. She's grown up in the RGV, and you're from the RGV. And just the kind of stigmas and misinformation that is around the plant, and yet how big hemp has become in the RGV is pretty exceptional. So are you still finding that you're still breaking down a lot of stigmas and stereotypes around the plant, or has that changed over your journey?
There is, and thankfully it's been more accepted, especially by the older generation. You know, and down here, it's the biggest stigma is, for pothead smokers, marijuanos that aren't doing anything with their life. And it's funny because we've all had our grandparents or uncle, great uncle. Everybody has that little jar of alcohol, and for the pains, and it's the same thing. But once you smoke it, just because there's stigma on smoking, oh, forget about it. Like now it's an issue.
It's the worst thing you can do.
Worse, yeah. Like you'll be disowned and kicked out of the house, kind of thing. Like, come on now. Like, it's it real. It's funny, but it's sad at the same time. That's so ingrained in our upbringing that it becomes an issue anytime it even brings up hemp because of the similarities to high THC and low THC cannabis. So that's something else that we definitely want to change. I get a little irritated with the policies that we have. For example, our DA, county DA, and our sheriff passed a cite and release option for one of the cities in FAR, Texas here, for a possession of less than 2 ounces and such. But if you're from the valley, you know that everything's 15 minutes away. Like you cross the street, you're in another city. So
you're in another country.
Yeah.
I can stop at the Stripes and pick up a taco with a J and get a ticket. But if I cross the street to the O'Reilly's to get my water pump, I can't get my water pump fixed, and I'm going to jail for a possession of a joint. And come on, like really? Well, that doesn't make any sense. It does not make any.
But some PD down there are also working on or helping out at least with decrim. So we're kind of excited to see that. Right. I think FAR is one of the ones that has
right. That's what I was saying. That's the one that has a cite and release for less than 2 ounces. But it's catty corner. You're going to go to county at least. It's not even. It's kind of like catch-22. And thankfully there are law enforcement and some members of the other community that make laws or commissioners and mayors and such who are being proactive. But I wish we would see more proactivity from them, because it really does fall on them to do the right thing. I understand they're enforcing laws, but they've already stopped during the heavy COVID period last year. They didn't jail you for possession because they know it's a waste of resources. So if you already know, why, you have the power to say, you know what, we just shouldn't be doing this, and then make it happen. Just do the right thing. That boils down to, I think, in my personal opinion. But what do I know?
Did McAllen just decrease in size? And then FAR, McAllen's got, usually you see the sign 109,000 people there, and FAR, I can't remember, FAR is like 43 or something like that. I could just see FAR is like 300,000 people.
Anybody from FAR Simon watching, let us know how many people are in
Simon
FAR.
Built a new mall over there.
Yeah, no, for sure. I remember, I think we were at Michelle's shop at Green Wellness, which is an awesome shop, and it was originally in San Juan, right?
Yeah.
And I remember being like, oh yeah, it's in Alamo, and Cynthia was like, whoa, that was San Juan. Like, I was like, literally, that's Alamo, that's FAR, like, it's PSJA, okay? It's PSJA. But you're so right, Oscar, and we're dealing with that same issue here. Last night on the normal meeting, they were talking about the legalities around cannabis concentrates in Texas, and how between Hayes, Williamson, Travis County had attorneys from all 3 counties, and all 3 different ways it's going to be handled, different opinions, different incarceration times, different everything strategies. So it's very, very shattered here in the state of Texas. For sure. And you're dealing with it there with so many municipalities in such a small area, for sure. So we're so excited that you're down there, though, with Blunt Babe and some other amazing people to spearhead this work, Nature's Joint, and such a great crew that you have down there, for sure.
That's one of the things too. We're trying to partner up with people, or at least be acquainted with people who have the same mindset or on the same path. There's a lot of shops, CBD shops everywhere. They're blowing up. But not a lot of them will get involved in what needs to happen to really move this along,
Not very many get involved. Yeah, especially when it comes to the advocacy portion of it. And, it's a lot of people that are already doing that. So we should just join them in, and help that out. So, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll get back and talk about a little bit more of that in a minute, but we want to get to you, Lee. You've been doing some amazing things. Of course, we always appreciate having you on the show. Always have a lot to add. You actually joined us for a training we did for law enforcement in the Valley a few months ago, which was really awesome with your background as a first responder. But I want to get to what you have been doing. Like, you've been out saving the world since the winter storm. For those of y'all that don't know, there are people still without water in Austin, in Travis County, and everything is behind. Like, UPS is still 2-3 days behind here, all weather delays. So tell us what you've seen out in the community and how First Responder Fuel and Brotherhood of Heroes has been supporting those in need.
Y'all supported us, so y'all are a part of this endeavor. I'm just kind of doing the legwork. So I appreciate y'all's support and supporting the Brotherhood of Heroes and doing what we're doing on, giving back. Back when the storm hit, I was prepared. So it was just more of an inconvenience, but finding other important entities that didn't take the day off. They risked their safety in order to make sure others had what they needed, like the pharmacy in town. I'm in a little small town, Liberty Hill, Texas. We had the pharmacy where they went in to make sure that those individuals that needed those life-saving medications could get them. Everybody kind of shut down for a day, and then it was like, all right, we got to get back to work. We had, the police department, the fire department, our small little, HEB, that's the staple in Texas.
Yeah.
But, outside of that, they shut down. You couldn't get anything. But our local grocery store, little bitty town, they came in and made sure people had some bare, necessities to get by. We had a local tractor farm supply where, they were open to make sure, hey, you need buckets for water collection and storage. And not only did we not have power, we had, I was without water for a week. And so they went out of their way. That made me think, all right, hey, being a first responder, we get it. There's lots of things that are going to be coming to the general public, but the men and women that are going above and beyond, the essential workers, the first responders, nobody comes for us. You're expected, show up and you'll go home when you can go home. I've got friends in the fire service still that for some of the major cities, they were on a truck for 5 straight days. That means their families at home were left to be on their own. So, something as simple as I got with a local brewery in town, Hell or High Water Brewing. And I said, hey, let's give back. Let me know what we need to do. I want to feed as a thank you and to give recognition to those essential employees and workers that went above and beyond, and not just, hey, I helped somebody, truly went above and beyond and lead by example. Let's give back. And they said, hey, let's cook some meals and get out there. And so we did some fundraising, and y'all helped us with that. We actually had multiple pretty, small businesses that gave in, as well as others, First Responder Fuel, others in the hemp community to go, hey, here is an opportunity for this hemp community to lead by example. We already fight this stigma of being, like you said, oh, you're potheads or it's just marijuana. No, it's part of the education process in this industry. It's our responsibility to educate people. Let's show them a side that they don't know exists. And that side is we're compassionate. The reason we're in this industry is about compassion and helping others and doing the right thing. And this is a prime opportunity for us as an industry to get out there and do exactly that. And so that's what we've been doing this entire week. We're going to end up feeding about 140 to 150 people total. We broke it up every day. We're doing lunches and dinners and delivering those to those entities and individuals and saying, thank you. And by the way, these are the people and the organizations that are also thanking you. I'm not just representing the Brotherhood of Heroes. I'm representing all of us. As a collective community, we care, and thank you for going above and beyond. And so that's what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. A lot of work on that and put everything else to the side.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Great, man.
thank you so much, Lee,
Yeah.
because it's easy for our part. We came up and did one Saturday delivering water. You're so right, man. The breweries were just amazing here in town. They came through with thousands of gallons of clean water from like the minute they first could on that Friday and Saturday. And we worked one day when one of our friends had organized the whole thing. We just showed up and drove around a little bit, and it was amazing, the outpouring of like handing someone one bottle of water and just being like, I'm sorry, that's all I have, but we're going through your whole complex, but we are thinking about you. And people just emotionally, it was a traumatizing week for you guys outside of the state of Texas. So we're thankful that that wasn't very much, in our opinion, of what we could do. And so giving to organizations like yourself, here we are 2 weeks later, and you are still out here sacrificing your time for those in need. So we're very thankful for you and what you bring here to the hemp community. And tell individuals if they do want to make a donation to the Brotherhood of Heroes. I think we have it up in our link tree, but do you want to tell them the link on that and how they
Sure.
can do that and get involved?
We are a 501c3 nonprofit. Everybody that works for the foundation, or we volunteer our time. And so all the proceeds go towards helping others and keeping the foundation just going. But you can go to www.brotherhoodofheroes.org. And we have a simple page, but we have a little bit of information on there about us. And there's a link to our PayPal where you can donate. You don't have to have a PayPal account. That's just one of the organizations that helps foundations, and you can make a donation there. And whether it goes to this event, I'm already working on other things that I want to do for some first responder entities, police departments and fire departments, on some things coming up. And so there's always a need. And right now, municipalities and first responding agencies, money's tight. And just today talked with the police chief, and a lot of those guys, when it comes to simple medical equipment or life-saving equipment, they got to buy their own. They don't get that supplied. So trying to get the men and women essential tools so they can be efficient. At the same time, I have the ability with that to now go in and go, hey, by the way, are you up to date on hemp education, or what do you know about this? And it opens that door of, no, we're really not. Oh, by the way, we're first responder fuel. And it opens that door. And now I'm able to also be able to not only to go in and do good, but we can, like Oscar was talking about, educate our law enforcement community, educate our politicians and city officials on, this is something that has tremendous benefit to people. We just got to educate you. So if you're willing to listen, I'll sit here and talk all day. So
it's a bigger message than saying, I'm going to go and fight the politicians. I'm going to go fight for marijuana. I'm going to fight for cannabis. I'm going to fight for hemp. And it's like, no, I like what you're doing. I want to go educate for hemp.
Yep.
I want because they don't know. They're just ignorant. They're not our enemy.
Yep.
They are people that are for us.
And it's not that the individual's ignorant. They may be ignorant on just the topic. And so, to me, I find when I approach it that way, A, being a first responder, 2, being in the industry, and then 3, giving back to those entities, it really opens the door now of going, hey, we actually are here to help. And I find that they're more open-minded. And it, like you're saying, Daniel, I'm not here to fight. I'm just here to help. And if you can approach it that way, I find that the minds are much more receptive to what's going on.
Right.
I had an incident just last week where, an individual said it's all snake oil, and here's a proof. The article was supported by big pharma. So what do you expect, versus, hey, let me come to me, let's talk, and I'll give you scientific data that's unbiased. Nobody's paying for this. These are just scientists going, hey, we're doing an independent study on this. Oh, look what we found. You got to know where to look for true, legitimate information. And the media is not it in most cases out there today.
No.
Yeah, very true. We were talking yesterday in Clubhouse, by the way, for those of y'all that don't know, every week, every Wednesday, 7 to 8 p.m., We have a clubhouse, myself, Captain Cannabis, Dalton O'Neill, and Amos Lozano, where we just kind of kick around whatever's going on and invite people up to speak. So make sure to join us over there. But we're talking about, you know, how much misinformation there is inside of cannabis, and discussing like, okay, the hemp airplane. We've all seen the article. We all wanted to believe it. It is not true. There is no hemp airplane, guys. I'm sorry. The whole thing is made up. And it reminded me of, we have a really good friend in the Valley that's an architect at Boltinghouse Simpson Gates. They actually were the architect for the Walmart. Oscar, you'll probably know this, the Walmart in McAllen that was turned into the public library. Amazing project. So it gets all this press nationwide because of a press
John
release,
Gates.
and it names the wrong, and it named the wrong architect. Because the interior designer put out the press release and just never mentioned the actual full project architect. This thing still is on the internet to this day. I'll see it on Facebook and I'm like, nope, that's actually not the architect, but great
Just
project.
let everyone know it was John Gates.
Yeah,
that designed
it was. And so this isn't industry specific. This is something we have to look at across the media, but we as an industry are under more scrutiny, more regulations, so that's why it's important to get it right. So when you do go to repost something, always double check it. You know, early on we posted something about Thomas Jefferson, you know, sitting at Monticello and smoking the hemp, and he was like, everyone should smoke hemp. If you actually go to his estate, they say, like, they're not against it happening. He did grow hemp, but there's no proof whatsoever that he said that. So when we sort of speak about it now, or, you know, when we speak about it, it's like, hey, look, this may or may not have happened. There's no proof of it, but wouldn't it be cool if he did say that?
But culture
And he may
says
have.
this
Yeah.
is what's happened. But I
He
think
may
that's
have,
also
too.
important too.
Sure. But just sort of making sure that we're really verifying where these facts come from, the information we're presenting, so that we're taken seriously as an industry, and we're doing our due diligence as leaders here in the space, I think is so important. And that's a great message. You know, something else we talked about last night in Clubhouse, where there are a bunch of in-person events coming up. Next week is Champs in Orlando, or maybe the end of this week. NOCO back on the books. Apparently we're having ACL in September. So definitely stay home if you can't go out and all of that. This isn't a discussion about that, but just a discussion about, are you guys planning on attending any of these events coming up in Texas, or do you have any opinions? What are you guys thinking?
Oscar, go for it.
I mean, I'm all for it, man. You know, of course, do due diligence, be careful. You know, it's very simple. You know, there's people, you don't have to be confrontational with people. Just respect everybody's own individual opinion and decision to do what they want to do. You know, that's part of something that we're dealing with here is, you know, there was a pretty heavy conversation these past few days about fiber and grain and cannabinoids, and you know who should have rights to grow where and what. And going back to what he was talking about, you know, we're here to help and educate. There is enough information out there because this plant has been grown for generations and hundreds of years everywhere else except for here. Why do we have to think that we have to reinvent the wheel? We have best practices from everywhere. There is verifiable information out there. You're talking about Thomas Jefferson. You don't have to go that far. Down here, here in Rainville, everybody's heard of George Trout. You know, that's a big thing that a lot of people aren't paying attention to. Why hemp was grown here to begin with, here in the Valley, especially the Magic Valley, you know. But sometimes that's where the people, like Lee was saying, have to educate the rest of the community or the people who are not for this plant, because we have the information that needs to be shared out there of what the benefits are to this. And cannabis has always been here. It's never gone away. I don't care if it was made illegal and all that. There's always been a cannabis culture. The USDA recently started, from I read, that they were asking farmers for feedback. We have the information. Listen to us, government entities, law enforcement, all that. We want the answers. We got them. Just implement them, you know, and that's all it really is.
I love that, man. That was so well said, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Do you want to weigh in this conversation, Lee?
Yeah, I'm definitely going. I'm ready for conferences. I'm ready to. I know, a matter of fact, I believe we're both speaking at the Lucky Leaf Expo
At
conference.
Lucky Leaf, yeah, in May, right here in
Got,
Austin.
May in Austin. I believe July is Dallas, and Houston, October, November. But we're speaking at those events. I miss that. I love going to conferences. I've been speaking in the safety industry, oil and gas, to the cannabis side of things for years. I love that interaction. So for me, shoot, yeah, we're going to be there. And from what I've been told, the city of Austin for the Austin conference has given the thumbs up. Yes, as of now, that will be taking place. We'll see if there's the governor just lifted the modification, so we don't have to worry about the I guess lower capacity for now, but yeah, I'm ready. I miss those conferences. That's just good people time.
The outdoor
Man,
events
yeah.
is really what I'm looking forward to more than anything. You know, I love the conferences and those meetings, but that's a little too business for me. I want to enjoy the community and talk to each other. When I went to the Texas Hemp Cup, it was like old times. It's an outdoor event. You know, you're getting to know people and having this interaction with someone you never thought you'd have a conversation with. And, you know, now you're talking on a regular basis, you know, about what we're doing in the industry and what's going on over there and how we can do this here. And that networking part definitely is something that needs to expand so that all the right people are making all the right steps.
Yeah,
Live music
absolutely.
too.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah. Shout out to Taste of Texas Hemp Cup. I'm rocking my t-shirt today. It was a really incredible event. I cannot wait for it to come back. Liz and Patrick crushed it on that, and such a great celebration of, you know, just Texas farmers. And Oscar, you and I talked about it at the event. The coolest thing about that event is how many people did not even know hemp was legal in Texas.
So many.
Isn't that crazy?
It was so cool.
No, I think we still live in a bubble. We are still in a bubble, guys, and we forget that. Yes.
I like my bubble.
I mean, yes. So do we, but
I love it. Let me take a look here at some of the Facebook comments. We appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Oh, dang, there are a lot. Lauren, awesome. Amanda Moore says, excited for the Texas planting season. Hell yeah, we are. There's already a lot of greenhouse going on right now. So exciting stuff. Absolutely. Amanda wants to know where everyone's sending product for processing. You know, we were talking in Clubhouse again that there are, once all operational, we're getting real close to having at least four that I know of, and there may be more fiber processing plants here in Texas. So, you know, this is growing exponentially. On Monday, we got to go over to Green Zero Labs. Our good friend Jeff Young, I had owed him a visit for some time and got to check out his CO2 extraction facility, which is just right outside of Austin. Jeff's an awesome guy. I definitely recommend getting with him on LinkedIn, or if you're looking for white labeling options, it's really cool to have it extracted there.
And if they want to go by, they can actually do a tour. It was an amazing facility.
It really was. Roger says, great to see everyone. So Roger is the owner of Radix House, where we are today. So we thank Roger for.
It's an amazing thing. They have live events here as well. You know, right now it's so beautiful. It's open. We're going to show more on Instagram in a little bit. Just, you know, kind of chill out. But this is beautiful weather, y'all. Come by. It's a great place and yummy too. Dude, look, I finished my entire drink this whole time.
This is
so
they had
good.
really cute names that I forget now, but there's a Delta 8 gummy in it. It's like a coffee drink with Delta 8 gummies.
I see
God. I see mine.
It's
I haven't gotten to it yet. So excited.
So we'll see how the rest of the day goes. Just kidding. I've got some comments from Instagram Live here as well. Cynthia, you guys, she's amazing. Like literally while y'all are talking, she's giving the replay to Instagram. Like, and then
how
Esther
does she do
just
it?
said this, and I don't know. She's clicking so many things and doing so many things. I have no idea.
But no one can tell.
We don't know because she's at home with the, you know, and now we know. It's crazy. So Texas Hemp Awards, Karen said, I hardly recognize him with the clean shave. I don't think she's talking to Oscar or Lee. I think
Captain Cannabis. What happened? Yeah, we
okay,
signed off.
Just in case Just in
Yeah.
case they didn't see the last episode, the last week's, what happened was Lee and I renewed our vows on our 20th anniversary. That was last Saturday. And, I was looking in the mirror and I thought to myself, you know what, that beautiful girl deserves to marry a young guy. And so, and we have conferences. I'll be speaking next, or actually the end of this month at a different type of conference. And, the mustache, they're going to expect to see that mustache. But you know what? This beautiful girl, Leah Laxton's, deserved to marry a young guy.
Oh, I mean, it is true though. No, just kidding. A few other comments here from
she's
the
beautiful.
chat. Somebody shouted out Sweet Scentsy. Sweet Scentsy is a really awesome. That's rosin press extractor here right outside of Austin. Lee, have you or Oscar gotten a chance to go check out Sweet Scentsy?
Have not. It's on the list of things to do when things kind of settle down, to start doing some more venturing out and visiting with multiple people in the industry. That's something I want to do. I know we also have a friend, JJ, JJ Grow,
yeah.
opening a new lab down in San Antonio. I want to see that operation as well. So yeah, there's lots to do and get out now that things are kind of opening up. Looking forward to getting out and making some new friends and connections.
Definitely. We got Leah Kay here with Freedom CBD, and she's talking about some of the initiatives they did for their community. They're in a small community too, and definitely shout out to Leah. She was out there as well, delivering water, etc. So that's awesome stuff. I love it, guys. Well, this has been a really amazing conversation and such a privilege to have you both with us here today. So it's what a community we have here, guys. This is so fun, isn't it?
Definitely.
I love it. It's again, I think it revolves around our circle of people that we deal with, of showing compassion, and that there's a whole nother side to this industry that you normally don't get to see. But when we look at it, at least for us in this group, it is something personal of giving back and, helping people one way or another, whether it be on a medical side of things, with hemp and its benefits, to coming and serving when people are in need. So I think overall, I'm stoked to see this happen, and we don't want to see disasters, but when the next one comes up, well, we'll step up to the plate and do some good.
The right thing.
Yep.
That's right. Superman. We're going to fly in there and do something.
Right.
I love it. Definitely.
That's what Texans do too, right?
Aaron,
Yeah, absolutely.
East Texas has no idea hemp is legal. Yeah, let's educate them, Aaron. You tell them.
They're not the only ones, Aaron, all over the state. Do you guys still run into people that are like have no idea hemp's legal in Texas?
Yeah.
Oscar, I know you do.
All the time, and it's it's good that you get the opportunity to sit down and be like, look, here's my paperwork. I got my license, TDA. Like, you can't tell me I'm doing something wrong. It's official, all right? And so now the conversation starts, like, how'd you do that? Here's the steps. Let's get this going. Are you interested in doing this? And everybody's gonna have a desire to be involved some or another. From CBD shops to growers to processors. And because everything is still growing and it's still developing, maybe like I have gone through so many different wearing different hats and what I was wanting to do in the industry that, but here I am. It's going to guide you. You're going to get to where you're going to get to. Follow your passion, follow what you like to do, and you will be involved somehow. Make your own way.
Yes, definitely.
Hey, I might say this too, is that what cops have to agree though, that ignorance to the law is no excuse for bad behavior. So if you're a police officer, ignorance to the law is no excuse to treat people in a way that because this is legal.
Yeah, I know, unfortunately we found out that a lot of officers don't get updated with laws, and that's not their fault, but still, please be aware of what the law that you're protecting.
Because that brings us all mercy, though.
I think I run into people daily that when they go, "What are you doing?" "Oh, we're in this industry," and they're like, "Oh," and I'm like, "What's the oh?" "Oh, you can do that." I'm like, "No, yes, you can, and yeah, I'm not a criminal, and this is 100% legal. I can show you the laws. I've got it right here. I've got multiple copies highlighted." So I think it is. it's a slow process. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. One of the things you brought up, Leah, that I'm super stoked about, we talked about the fiber processing side of this. The largest fiber processing plant in North America is coming to Texas. Up in Dallas, Waxahachie area, I think something Panda.
Wichita Falls, yeah.
Falls, I'm sorry. That's going to be the largest fiber processing plant in North America. And you said there's 3 more. So I'm like, it's coming. And now's the time, I believe, there's so much opportunity out there. To me, that's what excites me about it. We're finally getting other industries and other things that are finding, hey, there's a future in this. Let's be a part of it. I just saw another article that came out this week. Did you see the one on batteries? Hemp batteries are shown to have been 10 times stronger than your lithium ion batteries. And it's green energy. We want to get on this green plan. I still love my oil and gas. That's what kept me, warm through 2 weeks ago. But at the same time, yeah, we need to look at future and the environment. Hemp, I'm sorry, hemp to me answers so many questions when it comes to green energy. There's no waste. We can regrow it. It's such a great source, and that we really haven't even tapped that.
We can extract it and feed it to our animals, and it makes them very healthy.
Animals,
but not right now. They're still researching.
Oh no, it's not legal.
Right?
Yeah, it's
you look at the fiber side. You got hempcrete, you got batteries and power. It can be made into fuel to run vehicles on.
You can make plastic with it.
Everything. I'm just like, it's so diverse, and now we're starting to see that infrastructure come into play to be able to support that. And I think, in the next, 3 to 5 years, you're going to see a huge explosion and all these little different opportunities that are going to grow and blossom because of this one plant.
Yeah, and you bring up a very good point that Lee, that you already mentioned about how there's this kind of a rift, but it doesn't have to be that way. Things can coexist. It's a marathon, not a sprint, like you said. So it's not going to be like an instant switch. There has to be a transition slowly but surely. And in the interim, we get an opportunity to see and learn. And for example, like oil and gas, I got a lot of friends in the fracking business, industry. And, of course, they have something to say about green energies like everybody else. But I mean, it's fine, but it can work together. Everybody knows that once you frack an area, you tore up that area. And you got a bunch of chemicals and I don't know what in there. So what can a responsible oil company do? Plant hemp, remediate that land, clean it up. It's a mob crop. We know this. It can suck radioactive material out of come on, man. Like, this information is there. It's common knowledge. And if it isn't, it should be spread far and wide. There's I can't remember what it's called, LCM, loss control media or something like that, where if there's a crack in that fracking, they're using sawdust, this and that. Well, you can use hemp for that too, and fill in that gap.
That'll be better, much better.
You don't have to clash. You don't have to fight. You can work together. It really
can. Well, and even the facility that you're talking about, the Panda facility, that was the guy, the billionaire that's doing that. It's from a Texas energy company, Panda Energy. So it's you can see we don't have to be afraid of oil companies. We need to be friends with them because we need a lot of money to build the infrastructure that we're looking to build. I want sales. I want sailing ships to have hemp again. Remember, that's what the canvas is. Canvas. I want the paintings. Think about that. All these paintings we painted over this past 100 years, all going to be shitty pieces of paper. Now we're going to have canvas again, where they last for thousands of years. This is awesome.
Yep. And I think, you bring up the oil industry right now, just got gutted in the last, 60 days. And so now we've got people that were in an industry that may not come back. It may not come back to the same level that it was. You've got a lot of unemployed people.
Geniuses.
Now is the time to go, you know what? I can be in the same industry as a sector-wise, it's energy or power, but you just
Gabriel.
expertise
awesome.
and we can now utilize that intelligence and that knowledge and power and explore those opportunities in hemp, because hemp is a power source. I'm just looking at that as going, hey guys, don't fret over that industry. Let's take this as an opportunity to maybe transition into something else. So,
and that's what happened. You look at like Polaroid, oh my God, they went out of business. But what did they do? Those people, you may think, well, they lost their jobs, or those business owners or the entrepreneurs, they lost their businesses. But with a brilliant entrepreneur and all those brilliant employees transition into a similar type of vocation, which means that we're going to grow. And a lot of these people that are the geniuses in those other areas are coming into hemp. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm super excited about what we're doing, or what's coming,
How's it going?
Yeah, definitely. Well, you guys, I want to jump in real quick here. We've got Gabriel with us from Radix House. Gabriel, tell everybody what got you into this world of hemp.
Yeah, so myself and my business partner Roger, we come from the corporate world, and I think the coffee was never in the books for either of us, but CBD, hemp, and cannabis has always been. I think the whole purpose and reason, really why we started Radix House was officially we opened October 31st last year during the pandemic, and we really wanted to normalize the conversations around the use of CBD, the use of hemp, cannabis, along with therapies, EMDR for trauma, PTSD, anxiety, depression. We just saw so many people hurting during the pandemic that we felt like we needed to do something to be a part of the community and provide a place of safety for people to be able to be open and discuss things, along with answering questions around what CBD is good for, what's hemp good for, right, and how it's beneficial to us. So that's essentially how Radix House came about.
That's awesome. And per usual, I said it wrong the entire time. I've been saying Radix. So
which is right.
Radix,
Which
Radix.
is right, yeah.
Okay, there we go. I love it. Well, thanks so much, Gabriel,
Absolutely.
for your
Thank you.
hospitality here. It's been an incredible day. And yeah, that was awesome.
Fantastic.
So come down to South Austin, check them out. And guys, I know this is hard to believe, but that hour flew by. So let's start with
real quick, Leah.
Yeah.
You said come by. Where is
Radix House.
Radix.
It's by Westgate Lanes, Southwest
It's
Austin.
on the parking lot of Westgate Lanes, right at the corner of William Cannon
Where she's looking at the street sign.
and First Street, because we're literally on the corner. Westgate. Hello, Westgate and William Cannon.
Yeah.
So yeah, Westgate Lanes.
Come down and support them for sure. And Oscar, tell the people where to get in touch with you and Big River Pharmacy.
Mostly Instagram. That's pretty much what I'm working on. Big River Pharmacy. I have a personal page, Big River OG. Just try to. I do a little bit of both on both areas, but mostly Instagram, social media. In my page, because it's the first time that I'm doing this at scale, I guess you would call it, or I kind of want to focus on, hey, it's not all awesome. My page is basically, so you want to be a hemp farmer. That's my tagline, because so many things have gone wrong or been delayed that, it's not something easy. So the more people are doing whatever they can to move forward and help them to move, it's going to be a collective effort, and some people might have downfalls, some people might have great successes. Great. Let's all work together. Like I mentioned before, be in the community. What we want is what is possible out of this time. So we all need to work together to make all this happen. And move it along to where we are the ones saying that we want to have our home grows personal use. Yes, we want to have high quality medicine that's not tainted with some bogus stuff that somebody cooked up in their kitchen. It's all about that part, and as far as the medicinal and healing aspect of this plant. But then also, once we get into industrial fiber, what that's going to consist of, where we're going to need these processing facilities, what products can be made from these, who can benefit from this, what other part of the industry can revitalize, have jobs be created. We're talking about people losing their jobs. Well, there's things that can happen. There's money to be made, and it can all be for the benefit of a greater good with this one plant.
I love that. So well said, Oscar. So go follow Big River Pharmacy with an F, and also Big River OG there on the gram to get in touch with Oscar. And Lee, what's the best place to get in touch with you? You got a little LinkedIn going on these days, or still kind of?
I need to create the business one, just kind of separate from our medical. But if you're, when it pertains to CBD and products, first responder fuel, we've got Instagram, and you can find us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or the website firstresponderfuel.com. If it pertains to growing, or somebody wants to get into growing and facilitate that operation, and it's Texas Strategic Advisors. Those kind of go hand in hand with each other. But either one of those, we're on all those platforms as well. And we're happy to just reach out and talk to us, and we're happy to help.
I love that, Lee. Yeah, we'll definitely have to, next time you come on, talk about some of that consulting. I know you're working with some farmers out in West Texas, which is, or I guess central, the heart of Texas.
Fredericksburg, Florence area. So here in Central Texas.
Very cool. And of course, we are Higher Ed Hemp Tours. You can find us on the gram at Hemp Tours. And if you are a brand, ancillary service, retail store, lab, someone with interest in the cannabis and the hemp industry here in Texas, we'd love for you to apply to be a part of our Hemp Business Builder Inner Circle, where we cut the bullshit of the hemp industry and connect verified brands with each other and with scalable strategies to help them grow. So we love all our awesome members.
I want to add to that. I will tell you, from the last 2 years of working in different avenues of partnerships and industry partnerships, by far, having joined y'all's group has been probably the biggest thing we have seen, and the biggest results that we have seen. So I recommend to anybody, just honestly, as somebody that is a part of your group, that's been one of the best investments that we have made. So if you're thinking about it, I highly recommend getting with y'all. And that's coming from somebody that is a part of that, pays for the service, and it has been one of the best investments business-wise that we have made.
Wow, we really appreciate that, Lee. That means a lot. We're here to provide value, and we can't do it without awesome partners like you. So really appreciate all of you guys for being on the show today. Can't wait to catch up with you again soon. Thank you, Facebook, all of our Facebook peeps, for your comments. It keeps us going. And of course, Instagram behind the scenes here. Y'all are the real warriors, because you only got one side of the sound today with a summary, and you stuck here with us. So I absolutely love it. We will see you next Thursday, 1 to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, for the Texas Hemp Party. Actually, that's not even our name anymore, is it? It's Hemp Tours Live, for the Texas Hemp Tours Live podcast. All right, let's go.
Can you hear it now? No.
No, but don't worry. Wait. Hemp Tours.
I'll drop it in later.
Like
Hemp Party.
That's all right. Y'all get to feel how our Instagram feels.
More editing.
Thanks for joining, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Bye, y'all.
All righty. We'll see y'all later on.
All
See ya,
right.
everyone.
Sweet, you guys.